Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Naomi channel. Today is January 25th, 2026, and we've got a stacked AI news roundup. Google is pushing deeper into personal AI. Apple's turning your watch into a talking coach. Tencent wants you to literally code drama character. Dev tools for AI agents are leveling up, and the open web is starting to push back against AI spam. Let's get into it. Story 1. Google Gemini's personal intelligence. First up, Google is taking a big swing at being your always-on AI assistant. This story comes from the Verge AI and was published on January 24th, 2026. The Verge reports that Google's Gemini is rolling out something called personal intelligence. If that name sounds a bit Black Mirror to you, you're not alone. Here's what it does. If you opt in, Gemini can remember your past conversations and, more importantly, reach into your Google Life, Gmail, calendar, photos, and even your search history without you explicitly telling it to. So instead of saying, hey, check my email for that flight, you could just ask, when do I land tomorrow? And Gemini will quietly look up the relevant email in Gmail, cross-reference your calendar, and just answer. A few key points from The Verge. It's entirely opt-in. You choose which Google apps Gemini can access and which ones are off-limit. It's in beta, and it's only available right now to paid AI Pro and Ultra subscribers. The idea is to make Gemini feel like it actually knows you over time, not just in the current chat window. The Verge also notes that this feels like a victory lap for Google. Gemini has gotten very strong at image generation. It won Apple's business as the underlying model for Apple Intelligence, and now it's trying to lock in users with deep personal context. So on one side of today's episode, we've got this trend. AI that knows you, your data, your history, and tries to act like a truly personal assistant. Keep that in mind, because Apple is doing its own version of that. Story 2. Apple's tiny AI device rumor. Staying with personal AI, but in hardware form, there's a new rumor about Apple building a tiny AI gadget. This news comes from Unwire.hk, a Hong Kong tech outlet, and was published on January 24, 2026. Citing reporting from the information, Unwire.hk says Apple is working on an AI device roughly the size of an AirTag, think Humane AI Pin or Rabbit R1, but in classic Apple mini hardware fashion. Details are still very high level, but the idea is a small wearable or attachable AI device, AirTag-sized, tightly integrated with Apple's ecosystem and Apple Intelligence. Target launch window is as early as 2027, according to the report. If this pans out, you can imagine it as a physical node for your personal AI, always listening for commands, maybe projecting info to your phone, glasses, or watch, and tapping into your Apple data securely on device. So we've got Google's personal intelligence in software right now, and Apple seemingly lining up its own dedicated AI hardware to make that AI sidekick concept more tangible. Story 3. Apple's Workout Buddy AI as your coach. Speaking of Apple, they're already rolling out AI features that feel more personal and contextual. This story comes from Engadget Tech News and was also published on January 24th, 2026. Engadget walks through how to use Workout Buddy, a new AI-powered fitness companion in iOS 26 and watchOS 26. It uses Apple Intelligence to talk to you during workouts and give real-time feedback. Here's the core idea. Workout Buddy is not a full training program. It's more like a chatty, supportive friend in your headphones. It analyzes your pace, heart rate, distance, and other metrics. It gives spoken encouragement and insights, reminders of weekly totals, alerts when you hit personal bests, and a summary at the end. The tech details from Engadget. It requires on-device Apple Intelligence, so you need a recent iPhone 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max, or any iPhone 16 model, plus an Apple Watch on watchOS 26. Audio runs through Bluetooth headphones only, not the watch speaker. It currently works for specific workouts like running, walking, cycling, HIIT, and strength training. Voices are based on Apple Fitness, plus trainers using a text-to-speech model. You can configure Workout Buddy either on the iPhone via the Fitness app or directly on the Apple Watch in the Workout app, turning it on per workout type. So you can have AI chatter for runs, but silence for strength training if you want. So again, the theme, AI, that's not just generically smart, but tuned to your body, your metrics, your history. Between Google's personal intelligence and Apple's workout buddy, personal context is becoming the new arms race. Story 4, Google Photos meme, AI for fun. Let's shift to a lighter side of AI memes. This story also comes from Engadget Tech News and was published on January 24th, 2026. Engadget reports that Google is rolling out a new experimental feature in Google Photos called Meme. It uses Google Gemini to turn your photos into memes by inserting you into classic meme templates. Here's how it works. According to Engadget, it's rolling out first to Android users in the US, in English only. In the Photos app, you go to the Create tab and look for meme. You pick a preset meme template or upload your own image as the template. Then you select a photo of yourself, ideally a clear selfie or face shot. Gemini generates a meme-style image blending your photo into the template. You can save it, share it directly to social media, or hit regenerate for a different take. Google told TechCrunch that iOS support is coming in the next few weeks, and they warned that the generated images might not perfectly match the original photo every time. It's still experimental. Android Authority actually spotted this feature all the way back in October 2025, and now it's finally getting a limited rollout. So while some AI features are about deep personal knowledge and serious productivity, others are just about making it absurdly easy to spam the group chat with personalized memes of yourself. Story 5. Tencent Video, call your drama's main character. Now, over to China for one of the widest uses of AI we've seen this week. This story comes from Unwire.hk and was published on January 24th, 2026. Tencent Video has launched a feature that basically lets you call characters in a TV drama using AI. The pilot is for a show called 骄阳是我, roughly The Scorching Sun is Me, or Sun Like Me, and viewers can call the main characters Lin Yusen and Li Xiguang. Kazize, here's the idea. While you're watching the show, you can use Tencent's 边追敌边通话 feature, literally watch while calling. You place a call from inside the Tencent Video app. On the other end, an AI agent takes on the voice and personality of the character from the drama. You can have a pseudo conversation, ask questions, and the AI responds in character. It's an interesting blend of fan engagement and generative AI, and it raises some big questions about IP actor rights and how far this kind of digital persona can go. But it also fits the broader pattern. AI is being used to turn static content, like a TV show, into something interactive and personalized. You are not just watching the character, you can talk to them. Story 6. AI art at city scale, isometric NYC. Next, a really cool creative project that shows off AI as a tool, not just a chatbot. This news also comes from Unwire.hk and was published on January 24th, 2026. Unwire.hk highlights a project by New York engineer and artist Andy Koinen called Isometric NYC. He used AI tools to generate a massive isometric pixel map of New York City. The impressive part, according to the report, he completed this detailed bird's-eye pixel map in about 4 hours, spending roughly $12 in AI costs. While Unwire.hk doesn't dive into every technical detail, the broad strokes are: use AI to generate consistent, stylized isometric views of different city blocks. Stitch them together into a coherent map. Achieve something that would traditionally take a human artist days or weeks in a single evening for the price of a lunch. Projects like this point toward a hybrid future, human creativity plus AI speed and scale. The artist still sets the style, the constraints, and the vision, but the heavy lifting is handled by models. Story 7. Smarter security, ML and semantic embeddings for CVEs. Let's move into cybersecurity, where AI is also starting to change workflows. This story comes from MarkTechPost AI News and was published on January 24th, 2026. MarkTechPost covers a tutorial that builds an AI-assisted vulnerability scanner that goes beyond raw CVSS scores. For context, CVSS is the standard scoring system used to rate the severity of security vulnerabilities. The approach in the article treats the vulnerability descriptions, the text itself, as rich data. Use modern sentence transformer models to create semantic embeddings of each CVE description. Combine those embeddings with structural metadata like affected components, exploitability, and environment. Train a model to produce a priority score that better reflects real-world risk, not just the base CVSS number. In practice, this means two vulnerabilities with similar CVSS scores might be reordered because one is more relevant to your stack or attack surface. Security teams can triage based on what's really dangerous to us right now, instead of just sorting by a generic score. This lines up with the theme of AI as a context engine. It's not just reading numbers, it's understanding language, intent, and environment to help humans focus their attention where it matters most. Story 8. Dora, better context for AI coding agents. Now, for developers and AI agents working with code, there's a new tool to help AI understand large code bases more intelligently. This story comes from Hacker News in the AI topics section and was posted on January 24th, 2026. The project itself lives on GitHub. The tool is called Dora and is introduced in a Show HM post titled Dora, Query Codebase Dependency Graph from SQLite for AI Agents. The creator's main complaint: AI coding agents like Claude Code often brute force their way through a codebase using grep, find, and glob because they don't really know the structure. They just search around and hope for the best. Dora's solution: use Skip, a code indexing protocol, to index your codebase and build a precise dependency graph. Store that graph in a local SQLite database. Provide a CLI that wraps useful SQL queries so that an AI agent can ask questions like, what depends on this function? Where is this type used? What's the call tree for this entry point? You integrate Dora into your AI agent's toolkit by installing the CLI and Skip indexer for your language. Adding instructions into the agent's memory file telling it to prefer Dora for code exploration. Running the indexer at session start and periodically so the database stays fresh. The creator knows on Hacker News that with Dora, they are getting better plans from Claude Code on the first try because the agent isn't blind, it has structured context. This is another example of a pattern we're seeing. AI agents are powerful, but they need high-quality structured context to be reliable. Tools like Dora are the scaffolding that makes that possible. Story 9. Curl shuts down its bug bounty over AI spam. Of course, not all AI news is positive. Some communities are starting to push back. This story appears in the AI topics section on Hacker News, linking to an article on its FOSS. The Hacker News post was created on January 24th, 2026. The linked article from its FOSS is titled Curl gets rid of its bug bounty program over AI slop overrun. Curl, the hugely popular command line tool and library for data transfers, has shut down its bug bounty program. Why? Because it was getting flooded with low-quality AI-generated reports, what the article calls AI slop. In other words, people were using AI tools to scan the code or documentation and auto-generate bug reports. Many of these reports were bogus, trivial, or duplicates, but still consumed time and attention. The signal-to-noise ratio dropped so much that the bug bounty program became unsustainable. This is a concrete example of how generative AI, when used carelessly, can overwhelm human processes that rely on good faith, high-effort contributions. It's a big warning sign for any project that opens the door to public submissions in the age of AI. Story 10. The AI-powered web is eating itself. Finally, zooming out to the big picture. Another AI topics post on Hacker News from January 24th, 2026 links to an article on Noema magazine titled The AI-Powered Web is Eating Itself. The article, which you can read in full on Noema, explores the idea that as more of the web's content is generated by AI and then used again to train more AI, we risk creating a kind of feedback loop of derivative, low-quality content. Key themes from the Noema piece: AI-generated text and images are flooding the internet. Blogs, news rewrites, spam sites, SEO content, even code. Future AI models trained on this increasingly AI-generated data might become less grounded in reality, amplifying errors and biases. The open web, which has historically been a human knowledge commons, risks turning into a self-referential AI content swamp. When you put this next to the curl story from its FOSS and the hacker news discussion, you can see a pattern. Communities and maintainers are starting to defend themselves against what they see as an AI-driven degradation of quality. Wrap up the big picture. So, putting all of today's stories together, what do we get? On one side, we have incredibly compelling examples of AI becoming more personal, contextual, and useful. Google's Gemini personal intelligence from the Verge AI giving your assistant deep access to your Gmail calendar, photos, and history. Apple's workout buddy, covered by Engadget, acting as an AI fitness companion on your wrist. Rumors of Apple's tiny AI device, reported via Unwire.hk and The Information, hinting at a future where we carry dedicated AI hardware. Google Photos meme, also via Engadget, turning your selfies into meme templates for frictionless creativity. Tencent Video's AI call feature, reported by Unwire.hk, letting you talk to TV drama characters. Andy Coinen's isometric NYC project, highlighted by Unwire.hk, using AI to create a beautiful city-scale artwork quickly and cheaply. MarkTechPost's AI-assisted vulnerability prioritization, showing how semantic models can make security triage smarter. Dora on GitHub via Hacker News, giving AI coding agents a real map of your codebase so they can plan better. On the other side, we're seeing the costs. Code shutting down its bug bounty due to AI-generated slop, as reported by its FOSS and surfaced on Hacker News. Noema's The AI-powered web is eating itself, warning that an AI-flooded internet could undermine the very data future models rely on. The overall story is this. AI is getting more powerful and more personal, but the ecosystem around it, from open source projects to the broader web, is struggling to adapt to the scale and speed of AI-generated content. If you want to dive deeper into any of these stories, check out the original sources. The Verge AI for the Gemini personal intelligence piece. Unwire.hk for the Apple AI device rumor, Tencent's AI drama calls, and the isometric NYC project. Engadget Tech News for Workout Buddy and Google Photos meme. MarkTechPost for the tutorial on semantic embeddings for CVSS. GitHub and the Hacker News show HN post for Dora. It's FOSS for the code bug bounty shutdown, and Noema magazine for the AI-powered web is eating itself. That's it for today's AI news roundup for January 25th, 2026. If you found this useful, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown of what's happening in AI. And let me know in the comments which side of this feels more real to you right now, the helpful personal AI or the messy AI spam-filled web. Thanks for watching NowMiko channel, and I'll see you in the next one.